everybody? It's your boy Snow.
Just
Just now let out a fresh one.
Right in my face.
Yeah. So, how y'all been? It's been a couple days. Just got a message from Lunar. He's not going to be able to make it tonight because he's got stuff going on with the family. So, it's just good old Dong Fang and Snow tonight. Hope y'all can be cool with that, accept that. It's just us dummies.
Hopefully y'all like us.
Yeah, by now, I mean, if y'all ain't on board.
I'm super excited. We got some new chairs.
I know, I'm so pumped. This whole time that we've been putting out all these videos that you guys have seen have been on our little tattoo stools that have, it's just like a circular stool with no back to it.
Like that you would see like a
Yeah,
doctor's office.
Yeah, I'll grab one. Because they're fucking abysmal.
They
for
are.
what we're doing. Tattooing, they work perfect. But for what we're doing,
So
it's just like one of these.
yeah.
So you have no back support. It fucking sucks.
So we're just over here slouching like a motherfucker.
Yeah. So the nail salon next door was getting new chairs, and they left these ones outside for like what, 4 days?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? We'll leave a little note and see if they want to sell them or if they're getting rid of them. And I left the note. They tried calling me, but I was asleep because your boy's a vampire. And I got to the shop, and all three of them were in the shop, and I was like, oh,
Yep.
fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. So I was super excited about that. Now we got some damn back support. We have other chairs in the shop that have back support, but they're squeaky. So if
Yeah.
I were doing this in the other chairs, you guys be losing your fucking minds.
Or this, I do this shit a lot.
Yeah. Like, them chairs are made out of the door hinges from all the scary movies combined.
They are.
Just... It's pretty terrible. But, you know, what can you say? They're old.
What can I say? Except
You're squeaky. Good times, good times. Man, Peanut just left. She's one of our coworkers.
She's the one
So
that did
dope.
the artwork for like our profile picture and banner for
Yeah.
our YouTube channel. She's the one that did that.
Yeah, she's so fucking dope. She's hilarious. One of these days she's gonna be on the podcast. She had to go tonight because she's just now adjusting to night shift. So it's been hard for her to stay up late. But she
Yeah.
will be on soon. Y'all will meet her, and she's so fucking cool.
She's awesome.
Really, really talented artist. Like, her artwork is crazy good.
It is.
She's a super funny person, so I'm super excited to have her on the podcast.
I am too. We were just sitting talking with her before we started recording, and it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
It was. It bums me out. I wish that the camera would have been on for that, because
Yeah.
we were just talking about everything. It just felt natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt like we were
did.
on a podcast, but IRL. We were talking about everything from, like,
North and South Korea to
yeah, North, South Korea to deodorant,
To
colognes.
makeup.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I've been looking into North Korea a whole lot because every now and then I'll just like, oh, I want to see some weird stuff. And
See
Oh,
what those
boy.
guys are doing.
them motherfuckers are on some other shit. I feel bad for them
Yeah, I do
more than
too.
anything. It's sad. Like, they're more brainwashed than Scientologists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the shit that they believe, which they don't have any point of reference to not believe what they do. You know what I mean?
Guess you can be taller than
It felt weird
me.
because you were as tall as me. It just felt weird. Should I lower it some?
Yeah.
I'll maybe
Kidding.
do
I
it
don't care.
Well, there we go. Alright. Still gotta keep us proportionate.
A millimeter lower your chest.
But yeah, North Koreans are taught from like day one in school that America is evil. Like, we are, because we went to war with them, and they think that we just like moved in and slaughtered all of them and left. We were just like, well, fuck you, and now we get to tell them like what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, on one aspect, yeah, we do. Like, stop building nukes. You can't have nukes.
Maybe don't do that.
Which, to me, is understandable, because Kim Jong-un is fucking out of his mind. That dude is absolutely crazy. He's a real character, that one.
That guy changed.
He changed. I'm all for them not having nukes. 'Cause they
Me
can't
too.
even manage their own people. You know what I mean? Like, he starves his own people. I was just now watching this damn interview with a defector from North Korea on Valuetainment, I think it's called. It's this guy, Patrick Bet David, who runs it. And he was talking to a North Korean defector. And she left whenever she was 13. And it's so sad, like, what she had to go through in North Korea and then leaving North Korea. And just, like, how programmed they are to not even know themselves, let alone another country.
Yeah.
Like, over there, they don't have a full concept of, like, African, Asian even. They don't consider themselves Asian. They are people of Kim Il-sung, is what they say. Like, it's so crazy how programmed they are, and they're just so dehumanized.
Yeah, you were telling me earlier that they don't, like parents don't say love you to their kids.
Yeah, love isn't, like, a thing that they feel for each other. They can only feel love for Kim Jong-un and Kim Il-sung and all the people before them.
It makes you wonder, like, are they, like, you know, like, when you look at your daughters, your wife, like, the love that you feel, like, do they feel that, or have they just been programmed to not, like, is it something that they feel, but they don't have a word, like, in the Giver, did you ever read that book or watch that movie?
No.
Well, it's about this, like, utopian society, and they've taken away, like, seeing color and feelings and all these things because it complicates things, and it's basically, they think it's destructive to human society. And so they take this medicine every day, this injection that makes them not feel emotions. So there's this one person that stops taking his medication. He's the receiver. So the giver is like the one person that has all of the memories of, like, life before they created this utopia. So the giver knows about emotions and color and these things. And so the receiver stops taking his medication, and he starts to feel all these things and see all these things. And he's trying to explain it to the other people, and they're, like, trying to kill him, basically, so that he won't tell people about this. And it just makes me wonder, like, are they just, like...
It's crazy you say that, because that's exactly how it is over there. Like,
Is
So, I'm not just saying this based off of, like, my American prejudice or anything like that. I just watched the interview last night before I was going to bed, so it's very fresh in my memory. And from an actual North Korean, I can't remember her name. I'll have to put that in the description. I'll put that in the video description, what her name was. Mm-hmm. But she literally said, like, over there, they don't really have emotions. The government tells them, well, it's not even a government. They don't have, like, a government. It's the family. They tell them what they tell them what they can wear and what they can't wear. They tell them how they can do their hair. Like, there's only so many haircuts you're allowed to have.
That's so crazy.
You have 10 outfits that you can wear. You can't wear anything else.
What's even crazier is how Americans take our freedom in those ways for granted.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee you the majority of Americans don't think about the fact that they can just wake up and do whatever hairstyle they want, or wear whatever they want, have whatever color hair they want. Whereas other places like North Korea, South Korea, you can't do that.
South Korea you can. It's very, very, very free.
Is it?
So yeah, South Korea is nothing like China or anything like that. They have pretty much the same freedoms we do.
I'm a dum-dum. I don't know a whole lot about the Koreas.
Yeah, South Korea is a very democratic place. I think that they have, like, a female president and everything else. Like,
wow, they're more progressive than we are.
They have a lot more freedoms. But literally, the government tells you, like, how you can and can't act.
That's
insane. She'll tell you, it's basically like what you're saying. Like, they're just void of emotion because they're starving. They're literally starving. So they don't have time to worry about things like hobbies. They don't have time to worry about things like style.
That's how it is in The Giver. Like,
they're just worried about survival. Where are we going to get our next meal? This chick defected because she was literally starving. They would give her, like, she would get frozen potatoes And that's what she would eat every day, is a frozen fucking potato.
That's insane.
And she left because there were no more frozen potatoes. She was like, what am I supposed to do to eat? So she had to go to the dude, another fucking crazy thing is a lot of people that have to, everybody who has to have surgery over there gets no pain medication and no anesthetic. They'll literally cut bones off with no anesthetic, no nothing. And in front of like,
the fuck?
In front of hospitals and shit, there will be people that died from infections just dead outside in like a pile. Like she was describing, there's a body pile where rats would be coming. She said that the rats eat the eyeballs first. Then there's kids that are trying to get the rats because that's a source of protein. You're trying to eat that rat. The kids will get sick and die because the rats have been eating dead people.
Yeah.
And it's just like this vicious cycle.
That's crazy.
And she had to go, she was having really bad stomach pain. And the doctor was like, oh, well, it's your appendix. It's going to burst. So they cut her open with no anesthetic, no pain medication. And she didn't even have anything wrong with her appendix. They still took it out. But she had a stomach infection because she was so malnourished and sick. That's what it was from.
Like
so
her stomach acid was like eating through her stomach.
Yeah. So during that process, her sister was able to escape. And then her sister got help in China and paid... and paid... I don't remember what they call them, but they're like people that will come over and bribe the guards to not look a certain way so they can get defectors out of there. And because the whole place is corrupt because they're all so broke and they're all so starving that if you pay them, they're like, all right, dude, this is what we'll do. They don't have like a sense of like patriotism so much as just survival because they're all fucking starving to death.
That's crazy.
So that's how she was able to, 3 days out of surgery, swim across a frozen lake to get to China just to be sold off into sex slavery.
One thing that I'm sure you've heard of it, but it's where like you're in surgery and they give you like the anesthetic and you like you're paralyzed, but you're awake. You can feel everything that's happening. And here in America, that's like people's biggest fears is being like mentally awake during surgery, and over there it's like the norm.
Yeah, like that's just what it is.
Like the body isn't even paralyzed over there.
Yeah, it's just hold real still while we cut you the fuck open.
That's insane.
Yeah, dude, it's so sad how those people are living, and everybody is just kind of like, well, that's how it is. Like a lot of people have that smug attitude of like, well, they choose to stay there. But it's like, if you get caught trying to leave, you're going to get killed. Not only that, but if you get away, 3 generations of your family die because of it. So because you left, now your 3 generations of your family are going to work camps. Basically just like, it's pretty much like the fucking, like, what do they call them in the Holocaust? The death camps.
The concentration camps.
Yeah, it's basically like concentration camps. They send them off for life. So let's say if you defected and your mom was pregnant with a sister, your mom would go to prison, your grandma would go to prison, and then that baby would be born in prison and they would have to live their life out in prison because you defected.
That's insane.
And everybody's just like, well, you know, that's what they chose. And it's so crazy. It's like a lot of them, first off, they don't have any concept of life a different way. They don't know what freedom even means. They're not taught that they have human rights, let alone civil rights or anything like that.
Yeah.
So to them, like, this is all they know. And it's just sad that they're starving to death and getting fucked over like that.
Not only that, but they're taught that we're like pigs. And
yeah. Monsters.
Yeah.
Like, they have propaganda posters everywhere that show us. Like, the way that the Germans were portraying the Jews. Like, a lot of the propaganda posters have us just, like, yellowish white with huge pointy noses. And, like, us underneath bombs. And it would say, like, USA under there. And we're just, like, public enemy number 1 because that's what they're taught.
Well, weren't you telling me earlier that there was this, like, guy or family or whatever that was executed because they were watching a movie not from North Korea?
Yeah, there was a North Korean who had a camera who was able to get the footage smuggled out through, like, an underground railroad thing of, like, information. They were able to pass the footage along, and that's how we were able to see it. You can Google it. There's literally public executions are an everyday thing over there. And these 2 people were publicly executed, and their only crimes were that they helped a couple girls escape, and then the other guy was murdered because he watched a foreign film. He watched a film that wasn't from North Korea. So they literally, for a public execution, they will have women, children, men, everybody out there watching. And a lot of these people are so programmed, they're like, oh, you disrespected the regime, you need to die now. And they'll be chanting, kill them faster. And they'll have like a firing squad shoot these people. And then once they fall, they shoot them again, and they shoot them for a third time just to make sure that they're actually dead. And their only crimes are watching a movie that's not from North Korea and helping some other people leave so that they can go eat.
That's
It's fucked up.
absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. And I just wish more people were aware of that, but like it's not even necessarily the North Koreans' fault. Like
Yeah.
you'll see news articles where on camera they have to condemn us. They have to on camera, because if Kim Jong-un was to see this person and be like, oh, they didn't say anything critical of America, I'm fucking killing them and their whole family. So they have to say like, no, fuck America. I hate that you're here right now. I wish I could kill you. But then the news reporters will say like, dude, off camera, they were actually pretty damn pleasant. They would ask me about my travels and stuff like that.
There's this video I watched about that guy Otto. What was
Otto Warmbier?
Otto Warmbier. And it was this chick, and she was talking about like what it's like over in North Korea, and it showed clips of like whenever they do let the press go and like see what they're about and actually record, and it was this like big room of a bunch of people all on computers, but if you like look at the computers, none of them are doing anything. They're just sitting there staring at the screen. And the one person that did, like, that was actually working on the computer was the one person that they talked to.
Yeah.
And he was, like, the only one that actually knew how to work a computer and use the internet and shit.
Well, what's insane, a lot of that's propaganda. So they do these propaganda tours where they'll let a very select amount of people from the outside world in, but then they put them through like this dog and pony show where like they'll take them to a restaurant, and it's like a bustling restaurant, but it's all fake. They'll take them in front of like an amusement park, like that one that we had seen on Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take them there, and they'll have North Koreans shipped in from other parts of the country, state, whatever you want to call it now, and they'll be on these rides and stuff, but it's all bullshit. They don't actually do this for real. So like to a lot of these people, it's their first time ever even experiencing something like a roller coaster.
And they're like, oh shit, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, but they have to, yeah, exactly. But they have to act like, oh yeah, we do this shit every Tuesday, man. This is what we do. That's how we get down. Karen over here, she's fucking insane. She stood up on the roller coaster once. And it's just it's so sad. There's a fucking Vice documentary. I love Vice. They used to be really good. They're a little bit falling off now. But this guy he's one of like the senior editors, and he goes into North Korea, and he'll be saying like behind the scenes, like, dude, this is all fake. Like, I just now watched them set all this shit up, and they're trying to make me think that this is just how it is, but you can clearly tell this is all an act. And it's just so crazy, like how programmed everything is and how institutionalized everything is. It's like, sad.
In the movie The Interview, how they have that market that's just all
exactly
fake food.
It. That movie, as silly as it is. If you guys haven't seen the movie The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco, you have to see it. Even if you don't like their stuff, because that movie is so important culturally, because it almost started a war.
It literally almost started a war.
Yeah, North Korea said that was a declaration of war, and to the point that Sony backed down and pussed out, and they pulled it from theaters right in the middle. Like, they were getting ready to launch it, and North Korea said this is a declaration of war, and Sony was such big pussies that they're like, well, we're just going to take it out. So Seth Rogen and everybody behind the movie said, fuck it, we're going to release it on everything for free. So they put it on YouTube, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon. They released it to everything for free, and they took a bath on sales because nobody fucking bought tickets because it was all free. To the point where Obama did an interview, he was like, I wish Sony would have fucking came and talked to me. Like, we don't negotiate with terrorists, and we're not going to do what they say.
Yeah.
If you're going to get your panties in a wad over a fucking Seth Rogen movie,
Yeah.
this is exactly what he said. But another reason it's culturally important is because everything that they put in there is true. They really do put up these fake grocery stores, and they'll have like a fat kid or two stand in front of them to make it seem like they actually live like this. They really do believe that Kim Jong-un can talk to dolphins and he doesn't piss or shit because he's a god. And all these silly things that they put in the movie are actually what these people believe because they have no frame of reference. Because from the time they start what would be kindergarten to them, this is what they're taught.
Yeah.
Just the same as we're taught the ABCs and 2 + 2 is 4, that's what they're taught. And it's so insane.
Yeah, in that video that I watched, there was also like they had show like a classroom, like it looked like what we would call a pre-K classroom, and they were like singing songs, but if you like translate them, all the songs are just about how much they love Kim Jong Un.
Mm-hmm. They don't have a calendar like we do. The year starts with the birth of Kim Il Sung, which is insane. That chick that I was telling you right now, she was talking about how her grandmother, about how different life is because her grandmother remembers a time before the Kim family and before the war, where I think it was under the I'm too much of a dum-dum for history, okay, so I might fuck this up. But under like the Japanese dynasty, they were ruled, and then it broke off from that, and then the Kim family took over, and then there was the battle of North Korea versus South Korea, and then they put up the DMZ and all that. So, like, the defector, that's all she's known, is what we've been describing. But her grandmother remembers a time before all this, and whenever life wasn't this crazy and this abysmal. Like, they don't have electric, they don't have showers and refrigerators. It's a very cold place, so they store their food in the snow and shit like that, if they have food. They'll wash themselves in the river in the summer, and in the winter they don't. They might rinse off in the river one time, because I mean, it gets to, I think she said negative 30 degrees Celsius in the winter. So they might take one bath before the new year, and that's that.
That's crazy.
Yep, that's how these people are living, man.
That's insane.
So it's sad. It's crazy.
Talking about it makes you realize how good we have it here.
But people are over here trying to kill each other at the fucking Capitol because they're not happy with the results of an election.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I try not to get too political on the channel because I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with the politics. And that's why I really want somebody to come on who doesn't agree with our side, so that we can have like an actual talk and a discussion. Because I've never been the type to be like, well, you believe in this side, so fuck you. I'm always down to have a rational conversation with somebody, and I'm not going to get in my feelings and be like, no, fuck that, I believe in this, you're full of shit.
Like just recently, we had a discussion with a client, and they didn't have the same point of view.
There was 3 of them in here.
Yeah, 3 of them did not have the same point of view that we did, but it was still very civil.
Yeah, at the end we were still able to shake hands, and we were able to, they said their point of view, and we understood it, we said ours, and they understood it, and we're like, you know what, we're not going to see eye to eye on this, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's no harm and no foul in it. I feel like that's what's missing a lot, especially in these last 4 years. A lot of that has gone out the window. Everything's been so polarized that it's just gotten to so much, like, we've never, I don't think since the civil rights movement, we've been this much of like a us versus them mentality. And what people don't understand is, like, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, thank you for reminding me that that's what it is. I guess I'd be an independent.
Yeah.
In 4 years, it doesn't matter. You're going to have somebody else in there.
Yeah.
And then in 4 years after that, we're all still going to be neighbors, but there's going to be a different figurehead up there. And it doesn't matter. So people are literally killing each other and losing friendships and losing family members. Not necessarily like killing them, but they're not friends. They don't talk no more because of a political view. And at the end of the day, it's like a lot of these people you're voting for, you're fighting for, don't even really fucking care about you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know them and they don't know you. And they'll say that they have your best interests at heart, and they might do a good thing or two, but at the end of the day, they care about themselves, and they care about what's going to benefit them and their 1%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so sad that, like we were saying with this North Korea shit, there's people that don't even know that they have human rights. Meanwhile, we're fighting over a stolen election, when it's like every time the other side loses, it's always a rigged election or a stolen election. And this time they're really harping on the dead people are voting. But I've heard that every year.
Mm-hmm.
Not every year, but every 4 years I hear about, they were having dead people vote. And it's like, it always happens.
And even if one side does win twice, that's all they get.
Yeah, you get a maximum of 2 terms, and that's it. What we really need to be fucking changing and protesting are these fucking senators, Senate who gets in there for life. All these motherfuckers in Congress who are in there for life.
Like we need to focus on the long-term issues.
We need to put term limits on them motherfuckers, because they're the ones who really make the changes in the laws.
Because, like, we all have the popular vote, but then at the end of the day, the Electoral College is what determines who's going to be the next president.
At the end of the day, your vote really doesn't mean shit.
Yeah,
the Electoral College
like
is going to be. Yeah, the Electoral College is like, well, we're going to do this. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I really think that we need to focus more on these motherfuckers who have no term, limits, who have been in Congress forever. Because those are the people that are really making these laws that are fucking us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my wife has a really bad knee, and we can't afford health insurance, so she doesn't want to go to the hospital and rack up debt because we can't afford it. And as a result, she's just limping around all the time. I'm always telling her, fuck it, we'll figure it out, just go. And she doesn't want to go. She doesn't want to do it. There's instances, we can't talk too much about it right now, but there's been like, a roommate situation where if you have to kick somebody out of your house, you have to go, even if they've stayed there for 2 days, you have to go and actually have them evicted from your house.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just so many of these bullshit laws that are in effect that everybody's just like, oh, well, this is just how it is. No problem. But we're going to tear shit up if we don't get our way about this. And it's on both sides.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to make it seem like this is like a shit on Republican. Yeah, on all sides of everything. Everybody's just so up in arms. If you don't get your way about a traffic stop, if you don't get your way about who's sitting in the big chair, if you don't get your way about health insurance, everybody's just like, nah, but fuck you.
Like, we're not toddlers. We don't get to just sit and throw temper tantrums because we don't get our way.
Yeah, let's just
be an adult, be mature about it, and take
talk this out.
Or talk it out. Like, I like having these discussions with people because I like to hear how other people think. I like to hear other people's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, as long as you're not trying to shove your opinion down my throat and tell me that I'm a piece of shit or I'm wrong for what I believe, say what you want. I'm not going to get all emotional unless you start attacking me personally.
I mean, you are a piece of shit and you're wrong for what you believe. But
I'll talk about that later.
I'm just kidding. But for real, what I think the moral of this message, I guess, is remember our civility. At the end of the day, we're all human. Despite where you align yourself with politically, socially, economically, wherever you put yourself, or wherever you were born into, or whatever you are, just remember, like, the person down the street who is screaming the opposite thing as you, they were put in the same footsteps, just opposite. You know what I mean? Like, they were born into a different set of values and understanding.
Yeah.
And we're American at the end of the day. We're all people. We're all humans. And people just got to understand that.
And sometimes it's not even that person genuinely believes what they're saying, but it's how they were raised, it's how they were brought up, and so they think that just because this is how they were raised, that's how it has to be, that's how it is.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people not being fully educated on topics before they talk. Like, you don't fully understand what you're saying, so you're not going to have, like...
I'm the king of that shit, I just don't belong to a side.
No, but you at least know what you're talking about the majority of the time. You have, like, things to back up, like, I read this article, all these articles, and got, like, took what I read from all these articles, and now I formed my opinion.
Yeah.
But there are people that just don't read things, don't look things up, or they only watch, like, Fox News or CBS or whatever, so they don't get, multiple sides of the thing. So they can't really defend themselves on all these things because they don't know everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I've noticed in tattooing people, I try and have these kind of conversations with people. I have funny conversations with people, but also we have serious talks. And I've tattooed people on both sides of the fence. I've tattooed Democrats and I've tattooed Republicans who are like, I don't agree with who I'm voting for, but because I'm a Republican, I'm voting for this person. Or because I'm a Democrat, I'm voting for this person. And to me, that's the most fucking asswards way.
It's the most detrimental thing you can do.
Yeah, if you don't fundamentally believe in who you're voting for, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these people are like, well, if you vote independent or anything like that, you're throwing your vote away. With that attitude, absolutely you fucking are. But if everybody voted that, and if we were able to somehow get rid of the Electoral College, we would have a different person. But because everybody's like, no, because my family's Republican, this is what I'm staying with. I don't agree with what they're doing, but this is what I do. Or because my family's a Democrat, this is what we do. We believe in this. And it's like, so you're literally going to shoot yourself in the foot just because that's what you've always done. Like, I don't understand that.
Like, I like my routines. I like doing things the same every day to an extent. But I'm not going to make a decision that's going to affect not only my life for the next however many years, but everyone else's life around me. I'm not going to make that decision solely because it's what I've always done. Like, say I voted Democrat my entire life, and now this one particular Democrat I don't like. I'm not just going to vote Democrat because it's what I've always done, because that's stupid. You need to vote for what you think is best for yourself and the people around you. And if you don't do that, if you keep staying in that cycle of, this is what I always do, nothing is ever going to change.
Yep. Yeah. It's crazy. I definitely feel like this is enough politics talk for right now, because we're just going to go into all things. So sorry, guys, if it's gotten too political for you. We don't usually make a habit of making things just so political. Yeah. But because that's where we're at right now. You know, today's the 19th. Tomorrow is going to be a new regime change. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're going through. This is what we want Joe Castle to be. There's going to be jokes, guests, all that stuff. But current events, too. We're talking about what's happening right now and our take on it. And if you don't agree with it, I hope that you've stayed along this amount of time up until this point of the video so that you can hear our side, and we're more than happy to hear your side.
Yeah.
I thrive on that. I love hearing other people's point of views because I don't want to live in an echo chamber. Yeah. I think the worst thing you can do as a human being is surround yourself with yes men and people who only think like you do. Because if you do that, you're always going to have confirmation bias. It's always going to be, well, I know I'm obviously doing the right thing because everybody else around me thinks that. And it's like, maybe you need to hear somebody else's point of view where it's maybe different than yours. That's how you grow as a person.
Yeah.
You're never going to grow if you do the same thing every day all the time.
Yep.
So, I'm going to step off my soapbox and let's get into the jokes and jokes and jokes. Like, what do you feed a gay horse? Hi! Fucking stupid.
Hey. Which one of Santa's reindeer were all of the dinosaurs afraid of?
You said this on the Christmas special.
And I'm going to say it in every single one.
Which one?
Comment.
You're so stupid. So, we started a fucking TikTok, unfortunately. I hate TikTok.
I hate TikTok.
I feel like such a boomer because...
You are a boomer. I had to show you how to work Instagram.
I hate you. You'd have to show me how to work Instagram. There was one particular problem I had with it. All of a sudden, I'm the oldest man in America.
Well, you've been the oldest man in America. Now you're just showing it more.
I'm going to kick you right in the back of your head and pop that jaw out the front of your face.
You're going to do me a favor?
So, I've never really been one that's like, oh my god, I need to get on the next biggest trend. I guess I'm kind of a hipster. I just don't find myself needing to join all the new coolest things just because. But because we do have this YouTube channel, we do have to get more exposure, and I think that that's a good way to do it. Mm-hmm. Another thing we've been talking about, and it's fucking douchey, and I hate it. We are going to start asking for likes. If you guys do like our content, give us a thumbs up. We've come to learn that YouTube is not going to just push our stuff if it's not liked. Mm-hmm. Views and likes are what get our channel promoted, which is going to get us more subscribers, which is going to grow the channel and give us more opportunities to do more fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I've always fucking hated it whenever I click on a damn YouTube channel and they're like, welcome to Suck My Asshole and Call Me Silly. Make sure before we start this video you like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And then you'll be entered in a giveaway where you'll win $1 trillion and I'll shoot your father. Because I think it's so cheesy and dumb. You're going to ask me to like your video before I even see what the fuck you have to offer?
Full disclosure, if you like this video, he won't do those things.
Yeah, I won't do those things. Full disclosure. Like, well, I want to like it, but I don't want my asshole sucked out. I don't want my dad shot. But what I am going to ask is if you actually do like the content, just remember to leave a like. If you don't like it. You know what I mean? Do whatever you feel is necessary. If you dislike it, feel free to dislike it. If you do like it, leave us a like. If you do tell your friends about our channel, that really does help out. Because we are really trying to grow. We've done pretty damn good for the short amount of time we've been on. And we're just trying to really bust through that ceiling and just keep busting through each ceiling and keep going. So if you do like our stuff, make sure you subscribe. We'll hit you with a couple of these and a couple of, hey, how you doing?
Couple of those.
But we do want to do some really cool stuff in the future on the channel. So
yeah,
growth is helpful.
Growth.
Having people who will actually watch it is helpful. We've noticed podcasts are tanking.
Yeah.
So
we're sitting here doing another one.
Yeah. We set out to want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And right now we're doing it just us. We're working on getting more people on. We are reaching out to people in different professional fields and different job fields and trying to get them to come on so we can interview them and talk to them and learn different cool stuff about different jobs.
Yeah.
But until we can get that done, it's just us.
You're stuck with us.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Because not only do we like hearing other people's political views, but we also like learning about other professions.
Yeah. I love learning about other people's jobs because I've never had a real job before. I've only ever tattooed.
I've had a couple real jobs. Like, I've always in customer service. I worked at Old Navy and I was a
mannequin that was like broken.
That too, but that was at Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know they had a mannequin section, did you?
Next to the chainsaws?
Yeah. I was the warning sign.
I was the warning sign. You're just staying there posing like, what happened? You're like, shut the fuck up and buy a chainsaw. Don't operate it under alcohol.
Shut the fuck up and buy a chainsaw. They're like, Lieutenant Dan, you can't keep talking to customers, so shut the fuck up and buy a chainsaw.
They're like, I'm your employer. You're like, just shut the fuck up. Buy a chainsaw. And that's why you got fired? You kept telling people to shut the fuck up?
So your mouth looks so pretty when your lips are closed. Should keep it that way.
Yeah, so we've noticed that we get like 20 to maybe 30 views on a podcast because people just have the fucking attention span of a Ritalin and cocaine fueled 9-year-old. They're like, well, if it's over a minute, I don't want to watch it.
Personally, I prefer long videos.
Yeah, I love long videos. I don't like looking for a bunch of short ones. If I want to listen to what people are saying and I like that channel, I'll fucking sit there all day. But we're just cut from different cloth.
Yeah.
I guess. And the 20 people who actually watch our damn videos, you guys are cut from different cloth too.
Shout out to you guys. You know who you are.
Yeah, but podcasts are actually killing our channel because we don't ask for likes. We don't ask people, make sure that you subscribe or we're going to come over and kill your grandmother. So, as a result, our analytics are just like...
Yeah.
Because people don't watch a full podcast and we don't get huge numbers on them. But, you know what? I fucking like them.
I fucking like them too. I like our skits that we do a whole lot.
Yeah,
I love
skits
them.
Are so much fun.
But I also like just sitting here talking.
Yeah. just airing out our thoughts. And
Yeah.
I think it's cool. So that's what our plans are with the channel. I like to keep you guys informed as to what we're trying to do with it, so you guys know how to allocate your time. If you do want to actually watch, you'll know. And if you don't, then hey, no hard feelings, and I sincerely thank you for coming along.
Our last skit that we filmed, I'm super excited about.
Yeah, the one I'm still editing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, it's gonna be really funny. And then we're actually writing a script for the new one that we're doing.
We're trying something new. We're writing out a script.
Yeah, because all of our other skits are just, we fucking figure it out the day of. And then as we're filming, we figure out what we're gonna say. We'll have multiple takes.
We very much have been doing things in the moment.
Yeah. So now we're getting more prepared. We're buying new editing software. I mean, I already did, so I'm not actively buying more editing software, but we're upgrading the channel baby steps at a time.
Baby steps at a time.
Very expensive. It's more expensive than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
We have virtually no help for that, but you know what? This is what we want to do, and we're going to fucking make it work one way or another.
Yeah, we are. Not giving up.
Nope. I will not give up. I've already gone this far. I've committed. This is what I want to do.
Me too.
Even if I gotta join retarded ass TikTok and get tick-tarded and tick-touched, then I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure Joke Castle becomes a household name.
Yeah.
That is what I want. And
Me too.
for all of you people who are here entry level, building up the foundation of this motherfucking castle, you guys are legends, and I love you.
Absolutely.
Thank
what a
you
fucking
guys.
unit.
You guys are motherfucking units! I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, motherfucker.
Yeah, we over here on Joke Castle, we talk real aggressive to our audience.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
motherfucker. Thank you.
I love your support.
I'm gonna use the restroom, so I'm gonna have you sitting over here being all awkward, trying to carry on a conversation. That'd be good.
Thanks. I'm so good at carrying on conversations with myself. So anyway,
talk to the audience.
Anyway, Taylor Swift.
Dude, I will kill you.
So, one thing that I'm excited about that we've mentioned a couple times, I'm gonna plug myself. I'm starting my own YouTube channel that I'm super excited about. I've been talking about it for a long time, but I'm finally gonna put out my first video this week. I've got him working on my intro for me, so I'm super excited about that. I just want to do like makeup and talk about the different things I've learned that have helped me with makeup. I do a lot of things that are a little bit different than most people, given the no hand situation. So I think
you don't have hands?
I thought I told you.
What? What happened to them?
See, I was a lion tamer, and I fucked up the feeding schedule. Now this happened. Tiger King, that was me.
Out the suspension.
Nah, fool, I was just testing the suspension. But, yeah, I'm super excited. And, I eventually want to do motivational speaking. So, I think this channel is going to help, and also my YouTube channel. And he's going to talk mad shit when he gets out about me doing motivational speaking, because I've been saying that I want to do it for many, many years now, and haven't done it. But I definitely want to get that shit popping. So, these are all baby steps toward that.
I'm gonna be a fucking giant fat ass again and drink one more soda because I got a headache.
Get rid of that headache. Go take some ibuprofen.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's crazy because I used to drink a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper every day for 7 years. Without fail, every single day. It was a full 12-pack. It was very unhealthy for me. And I used to chew a can of chewing tobacco, about a can and a half a day at its prime. And that was for the same 7 years. And I quit chew. Now I just hit my douche flute. I don't drink soda as much as I used to. For a while, I didn't drink any soda, but I get headaches because I've drank so much tea and stuff lately. And I've been trying to be healthier now, so I don't eat like a complete dumpster right now. I'm trying to work out because I've noticed something. I put on a pair of boxers that I wore 6 months ago, and I don't fit them. I'm actually gaining weight. I think because I'm getting older, all jokes aside, my metabolism is slowing down.
Yeah.
So I drink a bunch of sweet teas a day. I've been trying to cut that shit out because I gotta get in shape. This is how it starts. If you don't get a handle on it in this stage, I think I'm having a stroke because I can't talk.
Do we need to go to the hospital?
But if you don't get a handle on it this early on, it gets out of whack, and you end up fucking 300 pounds before you know it.
Yeah.
So I've been going on runs. I've been doing push-ups, sit-ups. I've been eating better. I've been not drinking, 4 fucking Route 44 sweet peach teas a day. I haven't been drinking as much Dr. Pepper a day, but I am re-weaning myself off of caffeine. But
I'm still a piece of shit.
in the meantime, bottoms up. Gotta get rid of this headache.
Shout out to caffeine.
Caffeine and nicotine, man. Those are the main fucking drugs right now.
All the beans.
Methamphetamine.
Heroin.
Cocaine. Some of that cocaine.
Smells delicious.
You're so stupid. You haven't done that since you were a baby.
I know. Look at me, 21 years sober.
For those of you playing the home game, that's why Lieutenant Dan is born the way she was. Because her mom did cocaine with her while she was pregnant with her.
Biological mom.
Oh, God.
My biological mom did cocaine while she was pregnant with me.
Hey, I'm surprised your mom didn't do cocaine to deal with you.
Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't get addicted to drugs dealing with me either.
But
That was a nightmare.
her biological mom, Tori, is a real piece of shit and did cocaine while she was pregnant with her, and that's why Destiny Marie Vargas was born the way she was.
Put me on blast. Say my name.
Hey, did I say what your legal name is now? No. I said your birth name.
That bitch. Yeah. I collected him because my adoptive mom, who I call my mom, does not do those things.
Yeah.
And I have been with her since I was 6 months old. So that bitch is my mom. Tori is the bitch that shoved me out of her vagina.
She shoved you out?
Actually, was that? I may have been a C-section, honestly.
Can you imagine, like, she just fucking stabs her giant lips with your little stomach coming out? Because you were born with your bones sticking out, right? So you just fucking shank her in the cooter on the way out? You're like, hey, it's been real, I'm moving out. Bow!
I'm like, thanks for the drugs. So now this happens.
Yo, I'm a cocaine baby. What'd you think was gonna happen? Also, I bruise a cow. Bow!
I push
Craziness. So yeah, that's why Lieutenant Dan is the way she is. She plans on doing like public speaking and all that kind of stuff. So this is all like a ladder
Stepping
to try
stones.
and. Well, I don't want to treat our YouTube channel like that. For me, this is my end game. I want
It's
to
a
do YouTube.
stepping stone.
I'm doing
I'm
YouTube because this is
kidding.
what I want to do. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel.
I have too. I've started many YouTube channels, posted one video, and promptly deleted it.
This is my first time ever starting a YouTube channel.
I started a YouTube channel with my friend, we'll just call her Sal, because that's what I used to call her, my friend Sal, in high school. And we posted maybe like 3 videos, and then just stopped. I have my own channel that I posted videos on that I deleted. That's real.
A real quitter, this one. See, the reason this one has happened and we've gotten to the 70 subscribers that we have, I believe it's 72 now. Thank you to all you guys. I love you.
Thank you.
God bless. Is because of me. I said, I want to make this damn YouTube channel. And she said, and made the accounts, and I said, fuck it, dude, we're doing this shit. Every night that we record is because I said, we need to put out a video, let's do this. And I'm so fucking
Not
happy
to
with
say
it.
that I never want to record.
But you
today
was the first day. No, you probably said it a total of 3 times. Like, hey, are we recording today?
I'm never the first to just assume that we're recording, because I work up here at the shop basically as his personal assistant, but he is the one actually tattooing and doing things, and he gets tired. His body starts to hurt, And so I don't want to be like, hey, so I know you just did a 10-hour tattoo. You know what we should do? Sit in some chairs and talk to a camera for an hour and a half, or run around the shop doing crazy skits. I always want to record.
The skits are so much fun.
They're so much fun.
I love doing skits. I really hope you guys like the skits, because the skits are so much fun to do.
They're so much fun.
There's like the most unfiltered version of us.
They are. They're like the most pure version of us that you guys will see.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's just us rapscallions and our shenanigans.
Us rapscallions. Real
lot,
tallywhackers, these ones.
Up until we started writing the script, a lot of it is just us improv.
Off the head, yeah.
Yeah.
Every one of our skits have been improv.
Yeah.
We'll record it and we'll be like, you know what, I didn't really like that. Let's redo it and we're going to say it different. So, like, I'll have multiple takes for the same portion of a skit.
Yeah.
And each one will be different. The punchline will be the same, but it'll be like, you know what, I like if I say it like this better.
Yeah.
And all of it's just been improv.
Or, like, with our last skit that we recorded, we were doing a scene, and he was walking away, and I was like saying something to him, and he stopped recording, but I didn't realize, and I continued talking, and that line was funny enough to
redo the whole fucking scene.
Yeah, the whole like 2-minute scene.
Just so we can add 5 seconds in at the end. Yep. But it was so funny and so worth it, and that's what I really gotten to like appreciate and love with skits, is like how much fun that is.
Yeah.
So, like, people will see the end, like the end result, but the process is so much fun.
It's so much fun, and it like one thing is now we appreciate more like all content creators, but especially the bigger content creators, because now we know how much work goes into it, especially the content creators that do like skits and things like that, because it's so much editing and takes and
I've learned nobody's going to appreciate your video like you do.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Because I'm so tired of the video by the time you guys see it. Because I've seen it 50 times. At least 50 times per video. Because I do all the editing.
Yeah, I can't even appreciate it as much as he does.
Yeah, I have to go through and watch 5 seconds of footage at a time, back to back, just so that I can edit it right, transition it right, add the lighting effects. All the things, whenever you guys see the lettering pop up from the bottom, I have to go through and hand animate each of those. So I break it down into a 10-second portion. Then I have to go through and push right, and then it adds a little animation, and then right, and then skip forward by a millisecond. Right, millisecond. And I have to do this probably, I'd say like 75 times for it going up, and then another 75 times for it going down. And that's just for 10 seconds of footage for you guys to see a name that you'll see just...
And he's not exaggerating. I've watched him sit there and do it.
It is the most tedious thing ever, and nobody's going to appreciate that the way that I will.
Yeah.
So for me, the fun that I get out of it is whenever people are like, oh, dude, I really like that one skit, or whenever we're acting it out. That's the most fun for me, because the video itself, I'm not going to be a douche and just be like, oh, I really love our video, dude. I was watching it last night. But whenever people are like, dude, I really liked Two Idiots, or unboxing a cell phone charger whenever you're getting a new assistant, like that, it makes me happy, because I'm like, oh, I'm glad you liked it. Like, a lot of work went into it.
It makes me happy too, because like we said, a lot of it is improv. We don't sit there and think like we don't sit there and write out a script until now. We're doing it now. And
even now, we're leaving room for improv, because I don't want it to feel like a complete fake thing. We just want to make sure we have a direction. Like
bullet points, basically.
Yeah, not to interrupt you, but just to explain why we're scripting this one, is because whenever we were doing 5-minute crafts, we shot the whole video. And it wasn't until the next day, whenever I was editing it, that I realized each time we started off a skit, we were always saying the same thing. Do you ever... Have you ever? And it kept hitting my ear, and it was so repetitive. I was like, fuck, this is annoying. So that video took us like, what, 4 days to shoot? Because we had to come reshoot. We had to keep coming up here in the same fucking clothes and reshoot, 30 minutes of footage.
And sorry to interrupt you, but what even ended up happening was, so originally, not none of it, but there was one part, it was the part where we were scrolling through Netflix. That was the only part that was a voiceover.
Yep.
The whole rest of the video, we were just like saying those things as we were recording, and then we decided since we had to go redo everything, we would just make it a voiceover.
Yeah, we would mute some of the footage and then voice over it. So then that's hard in and of itself. Because, like, okay, that's a 10-second clip. So we only have 10 seconds to add in the new words we're going to put over that. So it's all been a learning experience. You guys are literally on this journey with us because we've never had any recording experience. Absolutely no editing experience. So you guys can literally go from the first video and see our progression. You would see the very first videos where I'm leaning up to push start and I'm leaning up to push stop. And now you can see we put transitions into it. We put filters on our video.
We have an intro, a whole intro now.
I had to edit that intro. At the end of 5 Minute Crafts, there was literally like a blank template that I had to download and then upload into an editing software and then take video portions and shrink them down to put them over the annotation spots and then mute that footage just so that it would all blend seamlessly. And I think it did so far for it being very amateur.
One of my friends, Ross, she is all, like, recently, she was the first person that texted me. And she's always like, y'all's last video is hilarious.
It makes me so happy.
And she'll be like, y'all, she's always telling me, like, y'all's editing has gotten better. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea how much time and energy this motherfucker has put into the editing.
And I have to go through, and because Abigail... You know, fuck it, dude. You've already plugged your other channel, and you're already giving it away on there, okay? Lieutenant Dan has half of a face. It's really hard to understand her sometimes. So whenever I'm editing, after I put the music in, it's really hard to hear her. So I have to go through and bump up the volume in us talking. And then I have to turn down the music to like 1% volume just so it's in there, but it's not overpowering her voice so you guys can actually hear what it is she's saying.
Yeah.
And there's so much more behind the scenes stuff. I'm sure I'm boring you guys to death. If I haven't already done that enough with the rest of this podcast. If you guys are interested in learning more about just what I've learned so far teaching myself about editing, let me know. And if you guys know anything about editing, fucking let your boy know. Yeah. Because I'm literally learning a lot of this on accident. I'll be editing and I push something, I'm like, oh shit, that's a whole new way of doing something. I'm going to try it out.
See what this does.
Yeah. But it's been so much fun.
Yeah.
I love learning all this.
It kind of sounded like we were complaining, but
no,
it was a lot of, it's so much fun.
It is. What I was going with that is just like nobody's going to appreciate it like you do. And
yeah.
It's so tedious. But it's so much fun. Even though it's tedious, tedious things can be fun.
Yeah, I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing tedious things. But it's fun too because, like you were saying, we do multiple takes of the same thing just in different ways. So then we get to stretch like our creative brains in that way of what would work better, what angle would work best, how to say the lines, and along with the voiceover, not only do we have to figure out like, okay, we have 10 seconds to say this much, but you can't say it too fast. Or you just have a bunch of super fast talking at the beginning of the clip, and then the last 5 seconds it's silent. But then you can't say it too slow, and then you've got to get your tone and how you want it to sound.
Yeah. It's a lot of learning as we go.
It is. We've learned a lot. Even I haven't. I'm not even the one that edits. The videos.
Yeah, because a lot of times I'll show her. And, like, I have a whole ritual of who sees the video. So, like, the very first people to see it are going to be my kids. The ones that are safe. There's a lot of stuff we talk about and things we joke about that aren't safe that I can't show my kids. So, the ones that are safe that I'm going to put out, I'll have my daughter Lizzie. She'll look at it. Excuse me. And she'll give me criticism on it, and she'll tell me what she thought was funny, and she'll give me ideas. For the skit I'm editing right now, I'm going to be putting up this week, she gave me an idea for a whole portion of it that was really funny. I was like, fuck, how did I not think of that? So I showed her, and she was like, oh my god, that was so funny. And then after I get that all refined, I'll show my wife, and then I'll show this asshole, and she's the last person that sees it before you guys see it. And it's so much fun.
It's so much fun too. Like, he was telling me that he gets some of the most appreciation for whenever like we see it, because he's kind of like, the first time that I see it, there's a little bit of, like, there's still the magic there. Because, yeah, I was there for recording it, but I didn't have to watch the same fucking 5-second intervals 50 million times. So for him, it's kind of lost its magic because he's seen the whole thing so many times he can recite it by heart.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so he was telling me, whenever he shows it to me, he likes to watch my reaction.
Yep. I don't even watch the video anymore. I'm just like, I know what's getting ready to come up if I put like a GIF in there. And there was one in particular, I think it was on our vlog, where, like our fake vlog, where I walked by and farted in her face, and then I put Titus and Drama. I'm like, and I knew that was coming up, so I wanted to see her reaction to it, and she laughed really hard. I'm like, okay, cool. I know that's gonna get a laugh. So there's a lot of stuff like that that's really cool. I learned on Two Idiots Take Over Shark Tank that half of the shop over there on the opposite side of us has the craziest lighting in the building. So it was a lot of our skits, whenever the camera would pan over there, were way overexposed.
Yeah.
So now I know I need to turn off those lights if we ever film on that side of the shop, and turn on the ring light brighter. And, you know, all these pitfalls, all these things we just gotta learn.
Lighting is another thing we've been figuring out, because this video is probably going to seem a little bit brighter, even though there's a filter going on it. It's probably going to seem brighter, because normally there's 2 rows of lights. There's a row of lights right here, and then there's one above that half of the shop. And usually we have these off, because before we discovered the filter that we could put on it, and the ring light, we looked really overexposed.
Yep, but now that I've learned how to put a filter over the whole video, I put that on and it tones us down and we don't look like fucking vampires from Twilight.
Yeah.
So it's all just been a learning curve. So whenever I'm asking you guys for feedback and all that, it's not just to get you guys to engage. It's because I'm genuinely trying to learn what it is that is appealing to you guys, what you guys liked about it, what you maybe didn't like about it. That way I know how to tailor it to my audience, and I can make sure that I'm doing something that you guys enjoy. Because if you guys want to support us, the easiest thing to do is just let us know what you like.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to be like, you know, hey, make sure you comment. I'm genuinely looking for criticism. I'm genuinely looking for, oh yeah, I liked this in this one video. I didn't like how you guys did that. Yeah. Because that's the only way I'm going to learn.
At the end of the day...
Echo chambers, people. Echo chambers. I don't want to live in them.
At the end of the day, we're not going to sit here and just 100% be like, okay, so this is what they said we're going to see. We're going to do exactly that. We're still going to do what we want to do, how we want to do it, but we also need to make sure that it's something that you guys want to see, because, like, if you don't want to see it, if it doesn't look appealing, if you don't want to click on that video, it does us no good to be sitting here just doing exactly what we want, because our goal is to grow our channel, and if you guys aren't liking what you're seeing, and then it's never gonna grow. Yeah, and if we don't know, then how are we gonna fix it?
Yeah, if people just click dislike and click off of it before the video is even over, the conversation stops. Yeah, we don't know what it is that we did or didn't do that you guys didn't like. I know podcasts are killing it, because we look in our analytics, and there's a very small portion of people that are going to be watching until... Right now we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Oh, damn.
So there's very few people that are going to be here until the end. If you're still here, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate it.
We do.
But from the start, we said we were going to do a podcast, and I'm a man of my word. The podcast is going to get more interesting. We just have to get more guests on. But it's hard whenever you're a small channel with 72 subscribers to get people to come on. If we had 1 million subscribers, I can be like, hey, do you want to come on? We have 1 million people who are interested in what it is you have to offer. Yeah. People are going to be more inclined to do that. But if I'm like, hey, so I have 72 people that are really curious, they're going to be like, oh, fuck you. Like, you have 72, which to us is everything.
Yeah.
Having 72 subscribers is crazy. I didn't see, like, if we had 72 people in this shop right now, I'd be like, holy fuck.
Just about to say,
like, that's big to us. But to other people who are trying to come on, it's not that big of a thing. So we're still trying to find those people that want to come on, but it's hard.
Yeah.
So if you guys are in our area and you work, and if you're working or if you're not working, if you want to come on and you have something you want to offer, something you want to talk about, do it. Reach out to us, because we really want to have other guests on who aren't just affiliated with the shop.
Yeah.
Because I like hearing other people's stories. I like hearing other people's point of views. I like hearing
Yeah.
what they do for work. I want to get all kind of crazy different professions in here talking about what they do.
Yeah, and it's not just for the video either. Like, I genuinely want to learn about other people's like lives and their professions and
Mhm.
what they've been through in life and what they look forward to, what their goals are.
Fun stories, sad
Yeah.
stories, serious stories, crazy stories, all this stuff. I love that kind of stuff.
Just like talking to people.
Yeah, that's what I love. I love human to human interaction.
Hmm.
We've talked about why you're the way you are, and I have a bone disease. I have a thing called ankylosing spondylitis, and that is why my body always fucking hurts, and I've been shot and stabbed 3 times and all kind of dumb stuff. And I've spent a lot of time by myself, and I've spent a lot of time in front of the TV, and I love human interaction now. I love getting to talk with people and listen,
Yeah.
joke around and vibe with them and have a good time.
Part of why I love YouTube so much is not necessarily human interaction, but you can hear, like, I know I've mentioned it before, but some of my favorite videos on YouTube are storytime videos because I love learning about other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so fascinating to me to, like, we're all on this earth, and you have your life that you live with all its complexity and problems and exciting things, but so does every single person around you. They all have their own things, their own complex lives, and it just reminds you that you're not the only person.
Dude, I think of that whenever I'm driving, because I got road rage. So I'll just be like, somebody will cut me off, and I'm like, this fucking piece of shit, or like they'll flip me off or something like that, and I just think to myself, like, that person doesn't think shit about me, and I don't think shit about them. But then I stop and think, like, they have a wife and kids,
Mm-hmm.
and possibly a sick mom, and a grandma who meant everything to them, and maybe a best friend who passed away who made a big impact on their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like every person that you see out in public has that. We all live in our own bubbles,
Mm-hmm.
and we're all just like spinning through life, and like it's kind of like 3-card Monte, where we're just like
Yeah.
spinning, and everybody has that,
Have you seen the
and you
Bee
forget
movie?
about that.
There's a scene in the beginning where I promise it has to do with what you're saying. There's a scene in the beginning where it's all these cars, and there's some going in a circle this way, some going, it looks like a triple Venn diagram of cars all going, and there's no like stop signs, nothing. They just all seamlessly are moving together, and that's like how you were describing right now. That's how I picture it in my head.
Everybody going through their lives is like that.
Like
And we all get to like a head somewhere where like there's a crossroads. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, we're all just kind of like swooping in and out of each other's lives, and it's fascinating. I'm the most non-stoner ever. I don't smoke weed. Not that I have a problem with it. I wish everybody would smoke weed. I just personally can't function on it. I get way too giggly and I fall asleep. I wish everybody would smoke because I feel like everybody would be a lot less violent and a lot less angry. But I have the most stoner thoughts where I just like, I fucking trip out on like, we're all going through the same shit on different levels.
I think about that shit all the time.
It's so crazy. And like, at the end of the day, you can have hate for people, you can have animosity for people, but like, we're all people. Like, I love you. Whoever's watching this, even if I've never met you, you're another human going through this life. And I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, mean, I love you. We all go through crazy shit in life, and I've lived through so much hate and anger in my life, and I'm over that kind of shit. I don't want to be that person anymore.
And you never know what someone else has been through.
Yep.
Like, looking at you, like right now, you would never know that you have a bone disease and that you've been shot and stabbed, and so your body isn't, like, your body gets tired faster. And just looking at you, you would never guess that. You would never guess that you've gone through all the hardships in your life that you have, which have helped shape you into the person that you are. And if you don't take the time to hear people out and listen to them and get to know them, you never will. You're just going to have this preconceived notion of who they are. And you, as cliche as it sounds, you can never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. I don't mean to sound ugly or anything like that, but a lot of times I wish I looked like you. Because I'll be talking with people and I'll tell them my age. I'm almost 29. I'm not even 30 yet, and I'm fucked up. Like my body just fucking hurts so much. I mean, everybody has that, but like I got diagnosed with this shit whenever I was 19 years old, and some of it at 17, and it's just been a fucking circus of pain and just anguish. And I'll be talking to people like, oh, you're too young for that. Like, oh, so there's not kids who get cancer? You know what I mean? There's not kids who die from diseases all the time. Like, it may not look like I'm fucked up, but if I lift my shirt, you'll see the scars. I'm fucked. Like, people
are more inclined to believe you when you say that you're fucked if there's physical, like evidence. They can see it. Yeah. So people, when they see me, they're like, oh, that bitch is fucked.
Meanwhile, you're doing fucking pretty damn good for you being you, bitch. You do. This hair, she did that herself. Makeup, did it herself. She normally drives her damn car to work. Like,
no modifications.
Yeah, no modifications to her car. She drives a regular ass car. So that's right there to kind of flip everything on its head. You'd see me and be like, oh, this dude's perfectly fine. He can go run a 4K, no problem. Meanwhile, I'm like, dude, I'll be fucking recovering for... Like, I went on an 1.5-hour run, and it took me 4 days to recover. My body hurt so much, and it wasn't like normal workout soreness. It was like to the bone, just like, oh. But then you see you, and like, yeah, I know your legs get tired whenever you walk on them for a while, but that's because you got toothpicks for motherfucking shin bones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just poking through your skin. But if that wasn't a factor... Hold on, we got somebody interrupted. But if that wasn't a factor, then you'd be good to walk around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People will look at me and automatically assume that, first of all, they'll assume...
Hold on. Hey, man, we're doing a podcast right now.
I'm sorry?
We're doing a podcast right now.
Oh, okay. I'm on my way to the hospital. I just walked like 20 miles. You mind if I sit a few minutes, bro?
Yeah, you're good.
Should I keep going?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, no problem.
Every podcast.
Yeah, everyone, we got the people that come through, and you know what I'm saying? No, I'm talking about not me. I'm gonna go off in the water in a second.
Okay. But you would see me, and first of all, people assume that I can't do shit. Because 90% of the time, if you see me, I'm sitting because of my legs. If I'm on them too much, they hurt. And I can't not wear them, because if I don't wear them, then I'll get an infection in my knee, and they'll have to amputate my knees. So I sit a lot. And so you see me just sitting there, and you think, oh, that bitch probably can't do anything for herself. And then I get up and start walking.
Doing everything you gotta do.
I start tattooing or doing my makeup or driving, and it's like, whoa, she does all of that. So very much so, you can never judge a book by its cover.
Yep. Hell yeah. Well, I'm gonna go give this man some water. We're gonna sign off because we are 1 hour and 12 minutes into this. So we do have some skits that are coming out this week. Got some pretty fun stuff coming up, so please stay tuned. I love you guys for real.
Love you guys.
And if I could give you one message from all this, just be a little more tolerant, everybody. All right? We're all going through our stuff. Things are going to get rough, but they're also going to get better, okay? There is light at the end of this tunnel, I promise you. No matter how rough shit gets, as Americans, we have been through a lot in this country. We have fought through a lot, and we will get through this.
Yep, we'll continue to get through it.
I promise you. Just be a little more tolerant. Talk to people. Love one another. Not to sound all hippie kumbaya, but this is where we're at, you know? So I hope to see you guys in the next episodes.
Hasta la pasta.
Hasta la pasta, y'all.